Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English in Moments. I'm Elena, your host for today's lesson. If you're new here, welcome to the family. We upload new videos every single day to help you stop just studying English and start actually living it. Today is special. We aren't just memorizing words today, we are doing a full daily life masterclass. Together, we are going to walk through an entire day, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, using real, natural, advanced English. This is deep shadowing practice. You will listen, repeat, and speak right along with me. This trains your brain to stop translating in your head and start thinking in English automatically. Whether you are planning your morning, handling a busy afternoon, or relaxing at night, this lesson will give you the smooth, natural phrases you need. By the end of this video, you won't just know more English, you will feel ready to use it. Before we begin this journey, make sure you subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you never miss these opportunities to transform your English. Now, I want you to let go of any tension you are holding. Take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and clear your mind. Get ready for real, immersive English shadowing practice. Let's get started. The moment you step into this lesson, I want you to feel like you are walking into a calm, supportive sanctuary where English stops being a subject you study and becomes a language you live. Today, we are beginning a powerful journey, one filled with advanced daily life conversations, deep shadowing practice, and real emotional phrases you can use from the moment you wake up until the moment you close your eyes. As we start, I want you to imagine that you and I are sitting together, speaking as if we are having a real, honest conversation in your everyday life. We are not in a classroom. We are not reading from a dusty textbook. It is just you and me. Speaking naturally, speaking slowly, speaking confidently, and developing that elusive flow of real English that native speakers use every single day. So let's begin gently with something familiar. Imagine you wake up in the morning and I am right there with you, helping you start your day with natural English thoughts and natural English speech. There is a quietness to the morning that is perfect for setting your intentions. Take a breath with me and repeat softly in your mind. As we move through each idea, when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I try to do is clear my slate. I take a slow breath and say, okay, the past is behind me. Let me embrace this fresh start with an open mind. This simple habit helps my mind prepare for a day of English thinking. It helps you leave behind yesterday's stress. Try repeating that with me now. The past is behind me. Let me embrace this fresh start with an open mind. Shadow it with your voice or whisper it gently. That small moment of repetition is how fluency grows slowly, naturally, and with practice. Now, let's move to the physical act of waking up. As you get out of bed, your body might feel heavy. You might think in English, I need to shake off the sleepiness. Let me gather my energy. Repeat that with me. I need to shake off the sleepiness. Let me gather my energy. This advanced phrase, shake off, is so useful because it expresses physical and mental transition. You aren't just saying you are waking up, you are describing the active process of removing the tiredness. You are describing the process of becoming active. You're showing awareness, intention, and readiness. And this is exactly what we want to develop. English that reflects your real personality and your real physical state. Now, imagine walking into your kitchen or your morning space. The house is still quiet. Maybe you're making breakfast, checking the fridge, or just staring out the window at the sky. In English, you might say, I want to set a positive tone for the day, or I am looking for my morning rhythm. Both of these phrases are advanced, natural, and deeply human. Repeat with me. I want to set a positive tone for the day. Again, I am looking for my morning rhythm. Notice the softness, the calmness, the natural tone. That's what we aim for in this masterclass. We want your English to feel like you. Shadow this next small conversation with me. Speak along with me slowly, calmly. I feel a bit groggy, but I am waking up. Yes, it takes me a while to get going, but I am getting there. I think I just need some fuel to jumpstart my brain. These are not textbook lines. These are real, emotional, daily English phrases used by native speakers when they express how their body feels. Groggy describes that heavy, half-asleep feeling perfectly. Jumpstart implies a sudden burst of needed energy. When you shadow them, you're not only practicing pronunciation, you're practicing emotional rhythm, the flow of real speech, the gentle pauses, and the natural pacing. Now, imagine the moment you switch from relaxing to planning. You are checking your updates, looking at the news, or thinking about your schedule. You might say, I need to map out my priorities, or let me get a handle on what is coming up. Repeat with me now. I need to map out my priorities. Again, let me get a handle on what is coming up. These phrases show advanced level control because you are describing your strategic process, not just looking at a calendar. To map out means to visualize and plan structurally. To get a handle on means to understand and control a situation. That is what makes English sound mature and fluent. Let's build a longer, natural practice together. I'll speak first, you shadow after me. Right now, I am visualizing how I want my day to go. I don't want to stumble through it blindly. I want to move with purpose. Stay sharp. Stay aware and stay committed to my goals. Now, shadow that entire idea with your own voice. Feel the smooth flow. Feel how English becomes more natural when you speak in complete thoughts. Let's move into a real-life morning routine conversation. This time, imagine someone asks you what your plan is for the day. You can respond in advanced daily English like this. I'm keeping it flexible this morning. I don't want to overbook myself. I just want to tackle the essentials and save my energy for later. Shadow that. Now, let your voice glide through the words. Not fast, not nervous, just calm and natural. Now practice another one. My schedule is packed, but I am breaking it down into small pieces. I am trying to stay grounded and not get ahead of myself. Shadow it again. I am breaking it down into small pieces. I am trying to stay grounded. Grounded is a beautiful word that means staying connected to the present moment, not flying away with anxiety. This kind of emotional clarity automatically makes your English sound thoughtful and fluent. Let's add another natural morning reflection. I woke up with a lot on my mind, but I am clearing the mental clutter. I just need a moment to organize my thoughts. Shadow that with me. I am clearing the mental clutter. I just need a moment to organize my thoughts. These phrases are beautiful because you can use them anytime in daily life, at work, at home, with friends, or in conversations about your mental state. Now, say this with me slowly. I am trying to keep my momentum going even when distractions appear. Let's repeat it again. I am trying to keep my momentum going, even when distractions appear. This small phrase is powerful because it shows resilience, focus, determination, and native-like expression. Now, imagine you are preparing to begin your responsibilities of the day. Maybe work, maybe study, maybe household tasks. Here's a natural advanced phrase to start your day with intention. I want to be efficient today. Not rushing, just effective and deliberate. Shadow that now. Effective and deliberate. Deliberate means doing things on purpose, with care. This kind of phrase shows professional confidence, which is a huge part of sounding fluent in daily life. Let's move into a shadowing activity designed to warm up your thinking. Shadow each line after me in your own voice. I am ready to dive in. I am making an effort to be present. I want to navigate the day with ease. I am finding my own flow. I am learning to listen to my intuition. These lines are simple but strong. They help build your fluency while expressing real human emotion. Native speakers use these kinds of sentences all the time, so practice them regularly to make your speaking flow naturally. Now, imagine you are preparing to leave your home or preparing to start a major project. You are standing at the threshold of action. You might say something like, I believe I am set to go. I have my strategy and I am going to execute it one bit at a time. Shadow it now. Feel how steady and calm the rhythm is. Let's add one more advanced daily English phrase. I am not panicking today. I am giving myself permission to adapt as I go. Shadow it gently. This is the kind of phrase that shows emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and fluency all at once. As we move deeper into this masterclass, you will notice that every phrase, every sentence, and every shadowing moment is designed to help you speak English confidently and automatically in your daily life. This is only the beginning, and together we will build your fluency from morning to night with real-life situations and real advanced English. As you step into the next part of your day, imagine you are getting ready to interact with the world. Maybe you are commuting. Maybe you are logging in. Maybe you are meeting people. This is where advanced daily life English becomes extremely useful because real fluency is not about complicated vocabulary. It's about expressing your thoughts clearly, naturally, and confidently in everyday situations. So let's practice the kinds of phrases you can use when you are transitioning into the outside world. Imagine you are walking out the door and you say softly to yourself, okay, time to face the world. Shadow that now. Time to face the world. This phrase is simple but extremely natural. Native speakers say it all the time when they are leaving their safe space. Now, add a little more detail. I have prepared as much as I can. I am ready to handle whatever comes my way. Shadow it again. I am ready to handle whatever comes my way. These small shadowing moments slowly help your brain produce English effortlessly. Picture yourself walking outside, noticing the environment, adjusting your mindset, and preparing to enter your day with confidence. You might think, the fresh air is waking me up. I think this will help clear my head. Or, it's a bit chaotic out here, but I will find my path. Notice how these sentences feel natural and relaxed. Shadow them slowly. Let them shape the rhythm of your English. Now, imagine you are commuting. Maybe walking, maybe sitting in a bus, maybe driving, maybe waiting. This is a perfect time to practice shadowing because your mind is awake and moving. Here's a natural, advanced English reflection you can repeat. I am using this time to mentally prepare. I have a busy schedule, but I want to approach it with a cool head. Shadow it now. Approach it with a cool head. This shows emotional control and natural expression. A cool head implies you are not hot with stress or anger. Here's another one. I am not going to let the traffic stress me out. I just want to arrive peacefully. Shadow it again. I just want to arrive peacefully. Now, let's create a full daily life scenario during your commute. Imagine someone calls and asks how your journey is. You can respond like this. It's moving along. I'm just using the time to listen to a podcast and wake up fully. Shadow it slowly. I'm just using the time to listen. I am waking up fully. This is the kind of advanced daily English that helps you sound calm and collected. You might also say, there is a lot going on around me, but I am staying in my own zone. Shadow it gently. Staying in my own zone. This phrase is powerful and very natural in real conversations. It means you are protecting your peace. Now imagine you are transitioning into a workspace, a job, a study session, a project area, or even your home desk. Before starting your tasks, you might say, let me get situated. Shadow it gently. Let me get situated. This phrase means you need a moment to arrange your things and your mind. It's extremely common among native speakers. Let's build a longer, natural practice of morning transition English. I'll say it first, you shadow after. I need a minute to switch modes. I want to enter this work session with focus. I am not scattering my energy. I am not worrying about later. I just want a solid start and a clear direction while I begin my work. Shadow it now. Feel how natural and emotionally balanced it sounds. This type of English builds mature fluency. Now imagine beginning your tasks. You're looking at your computer, your books, or your tools. You can say, let me scan through what is urgent. Shadow it now. Let me scan through. This phrase is used all the time in workplaces, in daily life. Another advanced phrase is, I am trying to distinguish between what is important and what is just noise. Shadow it slowly. Distinguish between what is important and what is just noise. This helps you sound thoughtful and professional. Let's practice a short internal monologue that you can use when starting your work or study tasks. I want to remain efficient today. I don't want to spin my wheels. I want to complete my objectives and feel satisfied with my effort. Shadow it now. I don't want to spin my wheels. To spin your wheels means to work hard but go nowhere. I want to feel satisfied with my effort. Now imagine someone asks how you are feeling about your workload. You can respond, I feel capable. I just need to dive in and get the ball rolling. Shadow it now. Dive in and get the ball rolling. This sounds confident and natural. Another response could be, it looks like a lot, but I will chip away at it piece by piece. Shadow it gently. Chip away at it piece by piece. These phrases help you express emotional complexity, something advanced learners often struggle with. But with shadowing, you begin to develop that natural feel. Now imagine you've started working and you are trying to stay productive. Here's a phrase you can use. I am fighting the urge to multitask. I know I work better when I do one thing at a time. Shadow it slowly. Fighting the urge to multitask. This reflects real, honest human experience. For another practice moment, imagine you need help or clarification from someone. You can say, "Can I borrow your brain for a second? I'm trying to untangle this issue." Shadow it now. "Can I borrow your brain? I'm trying to untangle this issue." Now, we'll practice a more advanced daily life reflection. This is the kind of English that makes you sound emotionally mature and fluent. I am learning to set boundaries for myself. I am learning to prioritize my mental energy, and I am learning to navigate my day without burning out. Shadow it slowly with soft pauses. Notice the emotional depth, the natural tone, the calmness. Let's practice a small imaginary conversation to develop your spontaneous speaking ability. "Hey, are you settling in okay?" "Yeah, getting there. I'm just organizing my workflow." "Anything urgent?" "Not yet. I just want to clear the backlog and start fresh." Shadow the whole exchange. Feel the natural rhythm. Now, let's expand your advanced phrases with emotional detail. "I want to make an impact today, but I also need to pace myself." Shadow it. Make an impact, but pace myself. Another one. "I am monitoring my concentration levels." "I want to be sharp, not just busy." Shadow that now. Sharp, not just busy. These emotional awareness phrases are very common among native speakers. They show balance, intelligence, and maturity in your communication. As the morning continues, imagine you take a short break. Maybe you look away from the screen, stand up, or close your eyes. You might say, "That feels better. I needed to reset my eyes." Shadow it slowly. Reset my eyes. Let's create a longer reflection for shadowing. "I'm trying to be kind to my mind today. I don't want to force focus when it isn't there. I want to work with my natural rhythm and keep a sustainable speed. I think stepping away helps me see things clearly." Shadow it in your own voice. Feel how natural and calm it sounds. Now, imagine you return to your tasks. You might say, "Okay, let's pick up where I left off." Shadow it. Pick up where I left off. Or, "I want to knock this out before lunch." Shadow it. Knock this out. These phrases help you sound mature and responsible in English. Let's add another advanced daily life reflection. I am learning to back myself more. I am learning to value my own judgment, and I am learning to speak up even when I am unsure. Shadow it now. Value my own judgment. This is how you grow your advanced English through emotional expression, through shadowing, and through natural daily communication. As your morning moves forward, imagine you are beginning to settle into the flow of your day. Your mind is warming up, your thoughts are becoming clearer, and your English is becoming more natural with each shadowing moment. This is the perfect time to practice advanced phrases that help you express your internal mindset, your emotional state, and the way you handle daily challenges. These are the kinds of phrases native speakers use all the time. Not because they are trying to sound advanced, but because this is how they naturally move through their day. And with consistent shadowing, this can become your natural English, too. Imagine you are working on something and you want to stay focused. You might say, I am trying to stay in the zone. Shadow it now. Stay in the zone. This phrase is simple but powerful because it shows deep focus. Now add a little more detail. I don't want to lose my train of thought. I want to see this through to the end. Shadow it again. See this through to the end. Now imagine you are multitasking or switching between different things. You can say something like, I am spinning a few plates right now. Shadow it slowly. Spinning a few plates right now. This idiom is perfect for describing having many tasks active at once, or I am trying to keep everything moving without dropping the ball. Shadow it again, without dropping the ball. These phrases help you express emotional clarity. They show you understand yourself, your responsibilities, and your limits. This is a sign of high-level fluency because fluent speakers don't just describe actions, they describe feelings, intentions, and mental states. Now, imagine someone asks how your work or study is going. You can respond, it's moving along. I am seeing some real results. Shadow it, seeing some real results. Or you can say, I am still ironing out the wrinkles, but it's coming together. Shadow it slowly, ironing out the wrinkles. Or even, I hit a bit of a wall, but I am climbing over it. Shadow it now, hit a bit of a wall. Each of these lines reflects real-life communication, honest, human, and natural. Let's move into a deeper shadowing exercise. Repeat after me gently. I am observing my reactions today. I am trying to remain neutral even when things get chaotic. I am trying to act with purpose, not just reaction. Shadow this entire practice. Feel the natural rhythm, the emotional grounding, the advanced structure of the sentences. Now, let's imagine a situation where you need a moment to think before responding to someone. You can say, hang on a second, I'm trying to wrap my head around this. Shadow it now, wrap my head around this. Or you can say, let me chew on that for a minute. Shadow it gently, chew on that. These are extremely natural phrases used in workplaces, conversations, and daily interactions. They help you sound thoughtful instead of rushed. Now, imagine there's a small problem or unexpected situation. You can say, I am trying to crack this code. Shadow it, crack this code. Or, I am troubleshooting it, just bear with me. Shadow it slowly, just bear with me. These expressions help you communicate calmness and control, even when things aren't perfect. Let's practice a more advanced reflection. I am learning to separate myself from the stress. I am learning to stand firm even when the day feels demanding. And I am learning to ignore the things I cannot change. Shadow it softly. Feel the maturity in the language, the emotional balance, the natural rhythm. Now imagine you're interacting with someone and they ask about your progress. You can respond, I am cruising along at a decent speed. Shadow it now, cruising along. Or, I am still sifting through the details, but I feel good about it. Shadow it, sifting through the details. Or, I am tackling it piece by piece, and that keeps me centered. Shadow it slowly, keeps me centered. Now imagine you are checking your schedule or planning your next steps. You might say, "Let me get a bird's eye view of the week." Shadow it gently. A bird's eye view. Or, "I am trying to anticipate any issues, so the rest of the day is seamless." Shadow it now. So the rest of the day is seamless. Let's deepen the practice with a small scenario. Imagine you are working on a project. You pause, you reflect, and you say, "I think I am on the right path. I just need to keep pushing." Shadow it. Keep pushing. Then you take another breath and say, "I don't want to cut corners. I want to do this thoroughly." Shadow it now. Cut corners. These are the kinds of everyday advanced English expressions that will make you sound natural and confident. Now imagine something interrupts you. A message, a call, a noise, a request. You might say, "I will circle back to this shortly." Shadow it. Circle back to this. Or, "Let me tie up this loose end, then I am all yours." Shadow it. Tie up this loose end. These phrases help you manage your time and communicate your intentions clearly. Now, let's add a short emotional awareness shadowing moment. I am learning to be gentler with my mistakes. I am learning to exhale the tension, and I am learning to rely on my own resilience. Shadow it slowly. Rely on my own resilience. Now imagine something goes wrong, a small mistake, a misunderstanding, or a moment of confusion. You can say, "It happens. I can smooth this over." Shadow it now. Smooth this over. Or, "No sweat. I will sort it out." Shadow it. No sweat. These are emotionally calm, advanced daily expressions used by fluent speakers all the time. Let's practice a longer, natural conversation style. I am trying to roll with the punches today. A few curveballs came my way, but I am adjusting. I am discovering new solutions, and I am trying to keep a good attitude through it all. Shadow it in your own voice. Feel the strength and calmness in the language. This is what advanced fluency feels like. Now, imagine you are taking another small break. You might say, "I needed to step away for a second." Shadow it. Step away. Or, "I feel a bit more energized now. I think I can dive back in with better clarity." Shadow it slowly. Better clarity. These phrases help you express your mental state naturally. Now imagine returning to your tasks. You can say, "Okay, let's get this done." Shadow it now. Let's get this done. Or, "I want to put a bow on this task soon so I can switch focus." Shadow it. Put a bow on this. Let's continue with a calming, advanced reflection. I am navigating the day with awareness. I am not letting anxiety drive me. I am choosing stability, insight, and persistence. Shadow it slowly. Stability, insight, persistence. This is how you build real fluency, not just through vocabulary, but through emotional expression, natural rhythm, and daily life confidence. As your day continues, imagine you are settling deeper into your routine. Moments pass, tasks unfold, thoughts shift, and you move through your responsibilities with a mix of calmness and quiet determination. This is where advanced English becomes even more meaningful because it supports the emotional flow of your day. It helps you express yourself with clarity when things go well and with maturity when things feel challenging. So let's practice more natural daily life English that you can shadow with me. Imagine you are in the middle of a task and you are trying to stay focused. You might think, I am trying to block out the background noise. Shadow it now. Block out the background noise. Or you might say, I want to be fully immersed in this work. Shadow it again. Fully immersed. These phrases show an advanced emotional awareness, helping you sound thoughtful in English. Now, imagine something unexpected happens. Maybe a sudden message, a small request, or a shift in your schedule. You might say, okay, let me recalibrate. Shadow it. Let me recalibrate. Or you might say, that was out of the blue, but I can manage it. Shadow it slowly. Out of the blue. These phrases show confidence, calmness, and maturity in the face of surprises. Let's imagine a real moment. You are working or studying, and someone asks how everything is going. You can answer naturally and fluently like this. I'm holding my own. It's been hectic, but I am checking things off the list. Shadow it now. Checking things off the list. Or you can say, I am locking in. I just need a little more quiet to finalize this. Shadow it slowly. Locking in. These responses sound calm, balanced, and emotionally intelligent. Now, imagine you feel slightly stressed or overwhelmed. You want to express it without sounding negative or frustrated. You can say, I am spinning a lot of plates, but nothing has fallen yet. Shadow it now. Nothing has fallen yet. Another option is, my bandwidth is a little low right now, but I am staying optimistic. Shadow it. My bandwidth is a little low. These phrases help you express emotional complexity in a mature and fluent way. Let's deepen your fluency with an internal monologue shadowing exercise. Repeat after me softly. I am trying to handle everything with grace today. I don't want to sprint and get tired. I want to maintain a steady jog, focused and deliberate. I want to deliver quality without burning the candle at both ends. Shadow it in your own voice. This kind of English builds emotional fluency, not just grammatical fluency. Now imagine you are interacting with someone who needs your help. You can say, sure, I can lend a hand. Just give me a second to reach a stopping point. Shadow it now. Reach a stopping point. Or, I will jump on that. Let me clear my desk first. Shadow it slowly. Clear my desk first. These phrases help you maintain boundaries while still sounding polite and cooperative. Imagine you are coordinating something with a colleague, friend, or family member. You might say, let me verify those details. Shadow it. Verify those details. Or, I want to ensure we are aligned before we move forward. Shadow it. Ensure we are aligned. This type of English shows responsibility and confidence. Now, let's imagine you are reflecting on your progress halfway through the day. You might say, I think I am in a good groove today. I have tackled the hardest parts calmly. Shadow it. Tackled the hardest parts. Or you can say, I am still wading through some stuff, but I am staying dedicated. Shadow it slowly. Wading through some stuff. Let's move into a deeper emotional shadowing exercise. I am learning to create breathing room. I am learning to decelerate when I feel the rush. I am learning to stay anchored even when the waves are high. Shadow this whole practice session. Feel how each phrase supports your emotional fluency. Now imagine you are dealing with a small misunderstanding or confusion. You can say, "Let me make sure I am reading this right." Shadow it. Reading this right. Or, "I think wires got crossed somewhere. Can you walk me through it?" Shadow it slowly. Wires got crossed. These are extremely natural phrases used in workplaces, friendships, and daily conversations. Now, imagine you are giving an update to someone. You might say, "I am in the home stretch with this, just a couple more minutes." Shadow it. In the home stretch. Or, "I have covered a lot of ground. I just need to polish it up." Shadow it slowly. Polish it up. These phrases make you sound organized and responsible. Now, let's shift into a small, spontaneous conversation practice. Shadow each line softly. How is your day shaping up? It's coming together. I am taking it as it comes. Are you running on fumes? A bit, but I am hanging in there. Do you have much left on your plate? Just a few items. I will chip away at them. Shadow this entire exchange again, matching natural rhythm and tone. Now imagine you are talking to yourself while working. Shadow these thoughts. I want to stay aligned with my goals. I am maintaining a solid tempo today. I am pleased with the headway I am making. I am learning to navigate obstacles calmly. These are advanced reflective phrases helping you develop mindfulness in English. Let's go deeper into this style of thinking. Shadow after me. I am putting in the effort, and that is what counts. I don't need to be flawless. I just need to be engaged, resilient, and clear-headed. Shadow it slowly. Feel the emotional softness. Now, imagine something disrupts your flow. Maybe a notification, a noise, or a thought. You can say, "Okay, let me get back on the rails." Shadow it. Back on the rails. Or, "I drifted off for a second, but I am dialing back in now." Shadow it slowly. Dialing back in. This is extremely natural English, sounding like genuine native speaker thinking. Let's create another longer reflection you can shadow. I am learning to observe my triggers. I am learning to pause before I react. And I am learning to speak with more intention and authority. Shadow it gently. Feel the emotional depth. Now, imagine you are preparing to take another short break. You can say, "I think I need a quick breather." Shadow it now. A quick breather. Or, "I have been pushing hard, so I will step back to recharge." Shadow it slowly. Step back to recharge. These break phrases are commonly used in everyday English. Let's move further with a powerful, advanced reflection. I am navigating my day with mindfulness. I am meeting difficulties with composure, and I am allowing myself to evolve with each hour. Shadow it softly, allowing myself to evolve. Your fluency rises every time you shadow these emotional, natural lines. This is how advanced English becomes part of your daily life. As the afternoon moves into the later part of the day, imagine yourself entering the late morning or early afternoon, the time when your energy begins to settle, when your thoughts feel a little clearer, and when you begin to understand the rhythm of your day. This is a perfect moment to practice deeper, more expressive English. English that shows maturity, confidence, and emotional intelligence. These are the moments where shadowing becomes truly powerful because you are not just repeating words, you are shaping your daily life through advanced language. Imagine you are transitioning between tasks. You finish one thing and now you are preparing to begin another. Pause. You might say, "Okay, let me pivot to the next item." Shadow it now. Pivot to the next item. This phrase helps you move your mindset smoothly. Another natural phrase is, "I am changing hats for a moment." Shadow it slowly. Changing hats. This is extremely common among native speakers when changing roles or tasks. Now, imagine you are setting up for something new. Maybe a task, a conversation, a call, a study session. You can say, "Let me get in the right headspace for this." Shadow it. Right headspace. Or, "I want to be fully engaged." Shadow it slowly. Fully engaged. These phrases help you speak with intention and clarity. Let's build a natural, expressive reflection for you to shadow. I am priming my mind for the next challenge. I want to step into it with composure, with clarity, and with assurance. I am not stumbling into it. I am walking into it with purpose. Shadow this entire practice session softly. Feel the control in the language, the balance, the natural emotional flow. Now, imagine you are working with someone or coordinating something. You might say, "Let me look into that and circle back." Shadow it. Look into that. Or, "I want to confirm we are singing from the same song sheet." Shadow it slowly. Singing from the same song sheet. These are advanced daily life phrases used in both professional and personal communication. Now, imagine you are giving instructions or clarifying something. You can say, "Here is my perspective." Shadow it. Here is my perspective. Or, "Let me break it down simply." Shadow it slowly. Break it down. These phrases show confidence in your communication, something advanced learners often aim for. Now, imagine someone asks for your opinion. You can respond, "From my standpoint, we should proceed cautiously." Shadow it now. Proceed cautiously. Or, "I think it would be wise to pause and reflect." Shadow it slowly. Pause and reflect. These lines help you express thoughtful, higher-level English. Let's go deeper with a reflection for shadowing. I am learning to articulate my ideas with more precision. I am learning to convey my message calmly, and I am learning to trust the way my mind processes data. Shadow it with a soft tone. Let the words feel natural, steady, expressive. Now imagine you are reviewing your progress. You can say, "I have knocked out a fair bit of work today." Shadow it. Knocked out a fair bit. Or, "I am glad I kept my nose to the grindstone. It feels good to be productive." Shadow it slowly. Nose to the grindstone. These daily reflections help you sound natural, confident, and emotionally grounded. Now, imagine you are dealing with something confusing. You might say, "I think I need to dig a little deeper into this." Shadow it. Dig a little deeper. Or, "There is a piece of the puzzle I am missing." Shadow it slowly. Piece of the puzzle. These phrases make conversations smoother, more thoughtful, and more professional. Let's practice a small, spontaneous, daily life conversation. Shadow both parts gently. How are you holding up today? I am doing okay. I am trying to keep an even keel. Is the pressure getting to you? Not really. I am rolling with it. Now, shadow the entire exchange again. Feel the rhythm, the flow, the calmness. Now, imagine you are giving yourself encouragement during a busy moment. Shadow these lines softly. I am putting in the work, and that is sufficient. I am staying charitable with myself. I am learning to flow through obstacles like water. These internal reflections help develop advanced emotional fluency. Let's build a longer emotional practice for shadowing. I am moving through my day with consciousness. I am trying to stay rooted instead of letting anxiety sweep me away. I am reminding myself that growth is more important than speed. And I am choosing to react with poise instead of panic. Shadow it gently. Let each word find its space, its softness, its meaning. Now, imagine you are preparing to speak with someone, maybe about a task, a plan, or a small concern. You can say, "Before we proceed, let me just collect my thoughts." Shadow it now. Collect my thoughts. Or, I want to grasp your perspective fully before I answer. Shadow it slowly. Grasp your perspective. These phrases help you sound respectful, thoughtful, and confident. Now, imagine you are feeling confident and want to express that. You might say, "I feel like I am firing on all cylinders today." Shadow it, firing on all cylinders. Or, "I am pleased with how I am juggling everything." Shadow it slowly, juggling everything. This is natural emotional self-awareness in English. Now, imagine you are preparing lunch or taking a midday break. You might say, "I think I need to refuel for a bit." Shadow it. Refuel for a bit. Or, "I have been going non-stop, so I will take a pause." Shadow it slowly, going non-stop. These small phrases help you express your needs calmly, clearly, naturally. Let's add a calming, advanced reflection for deeper shadowing. I am granting myself permission to coast for a moment. I am giving myself room to exhale, and I am giving myself the space to expand without stress. Shadow it gently. Let your voice glide through each word. Now, imagine you are coming back from your break. You might say, "Okay, let me slide back into work mode." Shadow it. Slide back into work mode. Or, "I am ready to resume with a fresher outlook." Shadow it slowly. Fresher outlook. These phrases help you reconnect with your tasks calmly, smoothly. Let's continue with a soft, emotional shadowing moment. I am learning to have faith in my path. I am learning to be tolerant of my own speed. And I am learning to vocalize my confidence through each moment of my day. Shadow it slowly. Feel the natural fluency growing inside you. As the afternoon moves into the later part of the day, your energy shifts again. Not as fresh as the morning, not yet quiet like the evening, just a steady, thoughtful rhythm. This is where advanced English becomes especially useful, because every thought, every small reaction, and every emotional response can be expressed in natural, fluent language. So, let's continue building your fluency through daily life moments. Practice gently through shadowing. Imagine you are returning to your tasks after lunch or after a short break. You might say to yourself, "Okay, let me find my groove again." Shadow it now. Find my groove. This phrase is often used when restarting work or trying to regain focus. Another natural phrase you can use is, I need a second to recalibrate. Shadow it slowly. Recalibrate. These phrases show real emotional awareness. Now imagine you are beginning something that requires concentration. You can say, I want to zero in on this. Shadow it. Zero in on this. Or, I am trying to lock my focus onto this task. Shadow it slowly. Lock my focus. These expressions make your English sound thoughtful and mature. Let's build a longer reflection for shadowing. I am stepping back into my duties with a composed mind. I don't want to hurry through things. I want to be thorough, comprehend the details, and execute each step with precision. Shadow this entire practice session. Feel the natural rhythm of each phrase. Now imagine you are reviewing something. Maybe work, maybe notes, maybe plans. You might say, let me scrutinize this a bit. Shadow it. Scrutinize this. Or, I want to verify that the logic holds up before I proceed. Shadow it slowly. Logic holds up. These phrases are very common in professional environments and everyday life. Imagine someone asks you how your afternoon is going. You can respond, it's going well. I am keeping my head down and working through it. Shadow it now. Keeping my head down. Or, I am a bit sluggish, but I am maintaining momentum. Shadow it slowly. Maintaining momentum. These phrases sound natural, sincere, and emotionally grounded. Now imagine you are giving yourself a small push to stay productive. You can say, I just need to power through for a little longer. Shadow it. Power through. Or, I am trying to get the wheels turning again. Shadow it slowly. Get the wheels turning. Let's practice a deeper internal reflection. I am learning to collaborate with my energy instead of fighting it. I am learning to heed my body's signals. And I am learning that serenity helps me stay effective. Shadow this slowly, letting every phrase land gently. Now imagine something interrupts your workflow. You might say, that threw me off a bit. Shadow it. Threw me off. Or, I wasn't anticipating that, but I will deal with it. Shadow it slowly. Deal with it. These are natural reactions to unexpected moments. Now, imagine you are checking your progress. You might say, I have covered a lot of ground so far. I am content with my standing. Shadow it. Content with my standing. Or, I still have a few ends to tie up, but I am staying assured. Shadow it slowly. Staying assured. Now, let's build another conversational shadowing exercise. Repeat both sides if you can. How is the workload treating you? It's manageable. I am keeping a lid on things. Did you hit any snags? Nothing major. I am solving them as they come. Now, shadow the whole exchange again, focusing on tone and flow. Imagine you are needing a little motivation. Shadow these phrases. I am capable of this. I am more resilient than I realize. I just need to hold the line. I trust in my forward movement. These daily affirmations help build emotional fluency. Now, imagine you need a mental refresh. You can say, I think I need to defrag my brain for a minute. Shadow it now. Defrag my brain. Or, I will take a brief pause and return with a sharper lens. Shadow it slowly. Sharper lens. These phrases reflect natural self-care in English. Let's practice a longer shadowing practice. I am reminding myself that fatigue is normal. It is acceptable to decelerate. And it is fine to take baby steps as long as I don't stop. What matters is the journey, not just the destination. Shadow it softly and slowly. Now imagine you are preparing for a conversation or a meeting. You might say, I want to articulate my points effectively. Shadow it. Articulate my points. Or, I am structuring my arguments so I can be persuasive. Shadow it slowly. Be persuasive. These are advanced expressions used in daily communication. Now imagine you are having a thoughtful moment with yourself. You can say, I am getting to know my patterns better as the day unfolds. Shadow it. Knowing my patterns. Or, I am learning to identify what I require right now. Shadow it slowly. Identify what I require. Let's build another deeper emotional reflection. I am permitting myself to mature through daily experiences. I am discovering facets of my character with each task. And I am uncovering pockets of peace even in the chaos. Shadow it slowly. Let your voice settle into the words. Now imagine you are transitioning to another task. You might say, okay, let's turn the page to the next thing. Shadow it. Turn the page. Or, I am braced for whatever is next. Shadow it slowly. Braced for whatever is next. Imagine you notice your energy dipping slightly. You can say, I am running a bit low on steam, but I will manage my reserves. Shadow it. Manage my reserves. Or, I need to dial it back a notch and breathe. Shadow it slowly. Dial it back a notch. Now, let's move further with a calm, grounding reflection. I am traversing the afternoon with tolerance. I am remaining solid even when my stamina fades. And I am relying on myself to navigate the rest of the day with grace and poise. Shadow it thoughtfully. Feel the fluency settling into your voice. As the afternoon slowly moves toward the later part of the day, imagine your mind settling into a slightly heavier but more thoughtful rhythm. The sun changes its angle. The world around you becomes a bit quieter, and you begin to feel that transition between the busy part of the day and the softer hours that come after it. This is the perfect moment to practice deeper, more reflective English, the type of expressions native speakers use without thinking, the type that shows maturity, calmness, and fluency. So breathe slowly, and let's continue shadowing together. Imagine you are working on something that requires attention, but your mind is drifting. You might say to yourself, I need to reel my thoughts back in. Shadow it now. Reel my thoughts back in. Or you might say, let me harness my focus one more time. Shadow it slowly. Harness my focus. These phrases help you express mental redirection naturally. Now imagine you realize you've been working for a long time. You can say, I have been glued to this spot. I should move around. Shadow it. Glued to this spot. Or, I think I need to shake out the stiffness. Shadow it slowly. Shake out the stiffness. These small phrases represent natural self-awareness. Imagine you are thinking about your progress so far. You might say, I am pleased with my output today. Shadow it. Pleased pleased with my output. Or, I kept on track and that is satisfying. Shadow it slowly. That is satisfying. Let's build a longer reflective practice session for shadowing. I am recognizing that regularity beats intensity. I don't need to burn myself out to be effective. I just need to remain dedicated, stay composed, and keep putting one foot in front of the other. Shadow this entire practice session. Let your voice move slowly and naturally. Now imagine you are interacting with someone who is feeling stressed. You might say, "Don't sweat it. We have time." Shadow it. "Don't sweat it." Or, "I get it. Let's figure this out as a team." Shadow it slowly. "Figure this out as a team." These phrases show support and empathy, key parts of advanced English communication. Now imagine you need support from someone. You might say, "Can you shed some light on this for me?" Shadow it. "Shed some light." Or, "I am trying to grasp the concept. Can you put it in different words?" Shadow it slowly. Put it in different words. These are natural phrases that help you sound confident when asking for clarification. Let's practice a small conversational shadowing exercise. Repeat both sides if you can. How are you holding together? I'm doing fine. I'm measuring my effort. Do you need a breather? Maybe a quick one. I've been plugging away steadily. Now shadow the entire exchange softly, focusing on the natural tone. Now imagine you are reflecting on your emotional state. You might say, "I'm trying to be transparent with myself." Shadow it. Transparent with myself. Or, "I'm learning to spot what depletes me and what fuels me." Shadow it slowly. What fuels me. These lines help you develop emotional intelligence in English. Let's build a deeper emotional reflection. I am evolving through the small episodes of the day. I am gaining wisdom from the hurdles, valuing the tranquility, and comprehending my nature on a deeper level. Shadow it slowly with soft breath. Now imagine you are doing something creative or analytical. You can say, "I'm trying to look at this with fresh eyes." Shadow it. Fresh eyes. Or, "I want to see the forest, not just the trees, before I decide." Shadow it slowly. The forest, not just the trees. These phrases help you sound thoughtful and articulate. Now imagine you are feeling a little stuck. You can say, "I am hitting a bit of a creative drought." Shadow it. Creative drought. Or, "I think I need a new approach." Shadow it slowly. A new approach. These are the kinds of expressions professionals use all the time. Let's practice a longer internal monologue for shadowing. I'm authorizing myself to halt, to respire, to contemplate, and to proceed at a rhythm that suits me. I am not coercing anything. I am not driving myself frantically. I am selecting serenity over strain. Shadow this whole practice session, letting the rhythm settle. Now imagine you are stepping away from your work for a moment. You might say, "I need to air out my brain for a second." Shadow it. Air out my brain. Or, "I will return with a rebooted mind." Shadow it slowly. Rebooted mind. These phrases show emotional maturity and self-awareness. Imagine someone checks in on you. You can say, "I'm hanging in there. I just need a second to regroup." Shadow it. A second to regroup. Or, "I'm good. I'm just sorting through my mental files." Shadow it slowly. sorting through my mental files. These conversational lines help you communicate smoothly in everyday life. Now imagine you are preparing to return to your tasks again. You might say, "Okay, let me dive back into the deep end." Shadow it. Dive back into the deep end. Or, "I am set to carry on, bit by bit." Shadow it slowly, bit by bit. Let's create another longer, calming reflection. I am learning to swim with the current of my day instead of swimming upstream. I am permitting events to unfold organically, and I am placing more faith in my judgment with every small choice. Shadow it slowly. This builds emotional fluency at an advanced level. Now imagine you are reviewing your afternoon progress. You can say, "I have accomplished a fair amount today, surprisingly." Shadow it. Surprisingly. Or, "I still have loose ends, but I am heading the right way." Shadow it slowly. Heading the right way. These are natural reflections used by fluent speakers. Now imagine someone asks you how you are managing everything. You can respond, "I am keeping my head above water. I am staying systematic and taking it one thing at a time." Shadow it. One thing at a time. Or, "I am juggling it as best as I can." Shadow it slowly. Juggling it. These phrases are calm, honest, and natural. Let's continue with a grounding emotional shadowing moment. I am drifting through the afternoon with a tranquil mindset. I am discarding unnecessary stress, and I am electing to remain grounded and assured for the remainder of the day. Shadow it softly as your fluency continues to grow. As the afternoon slowly melts into the early evening, imagine the world around you softening. The light becomes warmer. The air feels a little quieter, and your mind begins to settle into a more peaceful rhythm. This is a beautiful time to practice deeper, more reflective English. English that helps you express your inner world, your thoughts, your emotions, and the subtle ways your day has shaped you. Breathe gently, and let's continue shadowing together. Imagine you are finishing a task you've been working on for a while. You might say, "Okay, I am putting this to bed now." Shadow it softly. Putting this to bed. Or, "Let me dot the I's and cross the T's on this." Shadow it slowly. Dot the I's and cross the T's. These phrases help you express completion naturally. Now imagine you are looking back at your day so far. You might say, "It has been a marathon, but I am pleased with my endurance." Shadow it now. Pleased with my endurance. Or, "I rode the waves of the day with composure." Shadow it slowly. Rode the waves. These reflections make your English sound emotionally mature. Let's build a longer reflection for shadowing. I am observing how much I have matured in the way I navigate my day. I am more attuned to my vitality, more attuned to my feelings, and more attuned to the stillness I want to invite into my habits. Shadow this practice session slowly. Let the meaning settle inside you. Now, imagine someone asks how your day has been. You can say, "It has been fruitful. I maintained a healthy equilibrium today." Shadow it. healthy equilibrium. Or, it had its rough patches, but I sailed through them quietly. Shadow it slowly. Sailed through them quietly. These are natural phrases fluent speakers use to describe their day honestly and thoughtfully. Now imagine you are ready to take a small break as the day shifts. You might say, I think I need a moment to decompress. Shadow it. Decompress. Or, I just want to downshift for a bit and empty my head. Shadow it slowly. Empty my head. These phrases help you express emotional clarity. Imagine you are stepping away from your workspace or daily responsibilities. You can say, I am clocking out mentally from the hard work. Shadow it. Clocking out mentally. Or, I am putting my brain in neutral now. Shadow it slowly. Putting my brain in neutral. Let's practice a deeper shadowing reflection. I am learning to discharge the pressure I have accumulated throughout the day. I am learning to inhale fully and let my thoughts sediment. And I am learning to value the hushed intervals that prompt me to break. Shadow it softly. Feel the emotional fluency growing. Now imagine you are preparing to transition to something calmer. Maybe a short walk, a break, or simply resting for a moment. You can say, I want to offer myself a soft interlude. Shadow it. A soft interlude. Or, I am taking a moment to dial down the intensity. Shadow it slowly. Dial down the intensity. These phrases express emotional tenderness and self-awareness. Imagine you are checking in with someone or yourself. You might say, where is your head at right now? Shadow it. Where is your head at? And you can answer, I feel unburdened. The day is winding down. Shadow it slowly. Winding down. Let's add a conversation-style practice. Did the day unfold as planned? Not precisely, but I remained flexible. Any headaches? A couple, but I tackled them individually. Shadow the whole exchange, letting it feel natural. Now, imagine you are stepping into the softer part of your evening routine. You might say, I am ready to power down. Shadow it. Power down. Or, I am transitioning into a gentler gear. Shadow it slowly. A gentler gear. Imagine reflecting softly on your emotions. You could say, I shouldered a lot today, but I am setting it down now. Shadow it. Setting it down now. Or, I am creating room to respire and recalibrate. Shadow it slowly. Respire and recalibrate. Let's build a longer emotional shadowing practice session. I am electing to let the gravity of the day dissipate. I am selecting serenity over strain. And I am choosing to heed my internal silence as the twilight nears. Shadow it gently. Let the rhythm guide you. Now, imagine someone asks if you are doing okay. You might say, I am holding up. I just need some solitude. Shadow it. Some solitude. Or, I am good. I am just easing off the gas a little. Shadow it slowly. Easing off the gas. These are very natural daily life expressions. Imagine you are reflecting on something positive. You might say, I am thankful for the little wins today. Shadow it. Little wins. Or, I am glad I navigated everything with poise. Shadow it slowly. Navigated everything with poise. Now, imagine you are preparing for evening tasks or responsibilities. You can say, "Let me sort this out before I settle down." Shadow it. Sort this out. Or, "I will knock this last item off the list, then I am free." Shadow it slowly. Knock this last item off. Let's deepen the emotional fluency practice. I am respecting the energy I expended today. I am respecting the fortitude I displayed, and I am respecting the tolerance I maintained through every second. Shadow it slowly. Feel the emotional depth of the language. Now imagine you are ready to transition into dinner time or evening relaxation. You can say, "I think I am ready to lower the volume on everything." Shadow it. Lower the volume. Or, "I am letting the evening embrace me." Shadow it slowly. Embrace me. Let's create one more grounding reflection. I am entering the evening with tranquility in my thoughts, tenderness in my breath, and thankfulness in my spirit for everything I handled today. Shadow it gently. Allow the calmness to shape your English fluency. As the evening begins to settle more deeply around you, imagine the atmosphere becoming softer, the pace of the world slowing down, the sounds around you calming into a quieter rhythm. This is a beautiful space to continue practicing advanced English because your mind is more reflective, more open, and more connected to your emotions. So breathe slowly. Allow the evening light to wrap around your thoughts, and let's keep shadowing together. Imagine you are returning home or finishing your work or simply stepping into a calmer part of your space. You might say, "Okay, the hustle is behind me now." Shadow it. The hustle is behind me. Or you could say, "I can finally drop my shoulders." Shadow it slowly. Drop my shoulders. These phrases help you balance your emotional and mental state naturally. Now, imagine you are thinking about how the day went. You might say, "Today had its obstacles, but I overcame them." Shadow it. Overcame them. Or, "I navigated everything with endurance and heart." Shadow it slowly. Endurance and heart. These reflections help you express emotional honesty and fluency at an advanced level. Let's build a deeper evening reflection for shadowing. I am letting the density of the day gradually evaporate. I am permitting my body to loosen, allowing my thoughts to decelerate, and letting my spirit find a hushed corner inside me. Shadow this practice session softly. Let the calmness enter your voice. Now, imagine you are preparing something simple. Maybe dinner, maybe tea, maybe organizing something small. You might say, "I am pacing myself now. The race is over." Shadow it. The race is over. Or, "I just want to drift through the rest of my evening." Shadow it slowly. Drift through. These expressions help you move with ease and tranquility. Imagine someone asks how your evening is going. You can answer, "It's going nicely. I am just decomposing from the day." Shadow it. Decomposing from the day. Or, "It was a full day, but I am chilling out now." Shadow it slowly. Chilling out. These are natural, warm, conversational lines. Now, imagine you want to talk about your emotions. You might say, "I feel more centered now that the sun is down." Shadow it. More centered. Or, "My headspace feels clearer. I required this change of pace." Shadow it slowly. Required this change of pace. Let's practice a deeper emotional shadowing moment. I am releasing the anxiety I held on to. I am choosing to pardon myself for anything I left undone. And I am choosing to acknowledge that my effort was sufficient today. Shadow it slowly and gently. Let the meaning settle inside you. Now, imagine you are reflecting on something positive from the day. You can say, I am appreciative of the moments that made me smile. Shadow it. Appreciative of the moments. Or, I value the minor triumphs that smoothed my path. Shadow it slowly. Minor triumphs. These phrases help you express gratitude and emotional grounding. Imagine you want to express relief. You can say, I feel a weight lifted now that things are quiet. Shadow it. A weight lifted. Or, I didn't realize how much I needed this stillness. Shadow it slowly. Needed this stillness. Let's build another reflective practice session. I am authorizing myself to inhale profoundly, to untense my neck, to mute my worries, and to greet the serenity that the evening offers. Shadow this entire practice session slowly. Feel the softness in your voice. Now, imagine you are preparing to finish one last small responsibility. You might say, let me clear this deck before I fully check out. Shadow it. Clear this deck. Or, this is the final hurdle for today. Shadow it slowly. Final hurdle. These are natural ways of expressing closure for the day. Imagine someone asks if you are okay. You could respond, I am good, just running on empty. Shadow it. Running on empty. Or, I am fine, I just need to idle my engine for a bit. Shadow it slowly. Idle my engine. Now, imagine you are settling into your evening space, your room, your living area, or somewhere peaceful. You might say, this is my sanctuary time. Shadow it. Sanctuary time. Or, I am ready to soak in the silence. Shadow it slowly. Soak in the silence. These lines help you transition into a more relaxed state. Let's deepen the emotional practice. I am learning to detach from the day gracefully. I am learning to receive what occurred without critique. And I am learning to carve out a pocket of peace within myself. Shadow this practice session softly. Let it feel natural. Now imagine you are reflecting on your own growth. You might say, I am growing more tolerant of my own process. Shadow it. Tolerant of my own process. Or, I am observing how much insight I have gained about my feelings. Shadow it slowly. Insight I have gained. These advanced phrases help you express emotional intelligence smoothly. Imagine you are sharing something with someone close. You might say, I picked up a few lessons today. Shadow it. Picked up a few lessons. Or, I had a realization about myself today. Shadow it slowly. Had a realization. Let's practice a longer, calming reflection. I am letting the evening shepherd me towards gentleness. I am hugging the silence, and I am permitting myself to just exist in this instant, without sprinting, without stress, without demands. Shadow it slowly. Allow your breath to slow down with the words. Now imagine the evening is becoming quieter. You might say, "The evening feels tranquil, and I am thankful for it." Shadow it, thankful for it. Or, "I cherish this segment of the day. Everything feels softer." Shadow it slowly. Cherish this segment. Finally, let's practice with a deep grounding reflection. I am concluding this portion of my day with appreciation, stillness, and assurance in everything I manage to handle. I am ready to transport this peaceful vibe into the rest of my night. Shadow it gently. Feel your English flowing naturally and confidently. As the night deepens and you settle more comfortably into the quieter rhythm of the night, imagine the atmosphere around you becoming softer. Maybe the lights are dimmer. Maybe the air is cooler. Maybe the world outside feels slower, gentler, and more forgiving. This is a perfect time to practice a more reflective, soothing kind of English. The kind of English that helps you understand yourself, connect with your emotions, and speak with calm confidence. So, breathe slowly, relax your shoulders, and let's continue shadowing together. Imagine you've just finished preparing something simple. Maybe your dinner, maybe your space, maybe your evening routine. You might say, "Okay, the dust has settled now." Shadow it. The dust has settled. Or you might say, "I feel like I can finally catch my breath." Shadow it slowly. Catch my breath. These phrases bring you closer to emotional fluency. Now, imagine you are reflecting on how your day transformed from morning to evening. You can say, "It has been a trek today, but I arrived." Shadow it. It has been a trek. Or, "I am thankful for the resilience I maintained from dawn to dusk." Shadow it slowly. Resilience I maintained. These reflections help you express emotional depth in natural English. Let's build a longer, gentle reflection. I am inviting the evening to rinse away the day's friction. I am letting my muscles unclench, letting my mind decelerate, and letting my soul nestle into a quieter zone. Shadow this practice session softly. Let your voice soften with each phrase. Now imagine someone asks how you are feeling right now. You might say, "I am feeling more serene than earlier." Shadow it. More serene. Or, "I am still a bit drained, but I am at ease." Shadow it slowly. At ease. These are natural, warm responses. Imagine you are thinking about the things you accomplished today. You can say, "I give myself credit for everything I tackled." Shadow it. Give myself credit. Or, "I might have missed a few things, but I covered the bases." Shadow it slowly. Covered the bases. These help you express self-kindness, an advanced emotional skill in English. Now, imagine you want to release the leftover stress of the day. You can say, "I am discarding whatever dragged me down today." Shadow it. Discarding whatever dragged me down. Or, "I am electing to leave the tension at the door." Shadow it slowly. Leave the tension at the door. These phrases help you move into a peaceful evening mindset. Let's build a calming, shadowing emotional practice session. I am gradually transitioning into a mode of tranquility. I am soothing my thoughts, steadying my breath, and choosing to embrace the hushed solace of the dark. Shadow this entire practice session softly. Feel the emotional grounding. Now imagine you are preparing to enjoy a peaceful activity. Maybe reading, maybe listening to something soft, maybe simply sitting in silence. You might say, "This is the slot in my day where I replenish myself." Shadow it. Replenish myself. Or, I am granting my brain the recess it earned. Shadow it slowly. The recess it earned. These lines help you speak with self-care and clarity. Imagine someone asks what you plan to do now. You can say, "I think I will take the rest of the night at a snail's pace." Shadow it. At a snail's pace. Or, "I just want to veg out and clear the mental cache." Shadow it slowly. Veg out. These are common evening expressions used in natural English conversations. Now imagine you want to express emotional softness. You might say, "I feel more harmonious as the night falls." Shadow it. More harmonious. Or, "There is a soothing quality to this moment." Shadow it slowly. Soothing quality. Let's deepen the practice with a longer reflection. I am indebted to this silent hour. I am indebted to the air in my lungs. And I am indebted to the opportunity to break and bond with myself again. Shadow it gently. Allow the warmth of the words to guide your fluency. Imagine you are reflecting on your personal growth. You might say, "I am spotting how much tougher I have become." Shadow it. Tougher I have become. Or, "I am learning to embrace who I am more daily." Shadow it slowly. Embrace who I am. These lines help you express self-awareness confidently. Now imagine that the evening gives you space to think, to feel, to observe. You can say, "I finally have space to inhale and contemplate." Shadow it. Space to inhale. Or, "I am gifting myself the quietude I require." Shadow it slowly. Quietude I require. Let's practice a slightly deeper emotional practice session. I am learning to invite peace in, learning to rely on the silence, and learning to grasp that recovery is just as vital as output. Shadow it slowly. Let each word carry a gentle meaning. Imagine someone asks what your evening has been like. You might say, "It has been mellow, just what the doctor ordered." Shadow it. Just what the doctor ordered. Or, "I am feeling more aligned as the hours pass." Shadow it slowly. Feeling more aligned. Now imagine you are preparing for the later part of the night, maybe a final task or simply settling into your evening space. You can say, "I am primed for a low-key, peaceful night." Shadow it. Low-key, peaceful night. Or, "I am wrapping up my day with a tender spirit." Shadow it slowly. Tender spirit. Let's continue with a deep, grounding reflection. I am letting the night swaddle me in composure. I am releasing everything I hauled. And I am electing serenity as I proceed through the rest of my evening. Shadow it softly. Feel the fluency growing inside you. As the night settles fully and everything around you becomes still, imagine yourself moving deeper into a space of calmness, a space where your thoughts feel soft, your breath feels gentle, and your emotions feel steady and clear. This final part of your day is not just about resting. It's about acknowledging the effort you gave, the steps you took, the challenges you handled, and the quiet strength you carried through every moment. So take a slow breath, relax your shoulders, and let's continue this final shadowing practice together. Imagine you are preparing to close the day. You might say, I think I am ready to call it a night. Shadow it softly. Call it a night. Or you might say, my internal noise has quieted and I am set to sleep. Shadow it slowly. Set to sleep. These phrases help you express peaceful closure. Now imagine you are reflecting gently on everything that happened. You can say, I gave it my all today, and that suffices. Shadow it. That suffices. Or, I demonstrated tolerance, power, and poise, and I take pride in that. Shadow it slowly. Take pride in that. These reflections help you speak with emotional maturity and confidence. Let's create a soothing emotional practice. I am letting the hush of the night envelop my mind. I am permitting my brain to switch off after a long shift, and I am choosing to value the person I was today, composed, consistent, and open to evolution. Shadow it gently. Let the words soften inside you. Now imagine someone asks how you are feeling as the night ends. You can say, I feel undisturbed. My thoughts are lucid. Shadow it. Thoughts are lucid. Or, I am weary, but in a peaceful, fulfilled way. Shadow it slowly. Peaceful, fulfilled way. These are natural expressions that show emotional awareness. Imagine you are giving yourself permission to fully disconnect. You might say, I am ready to go offline for the night. Shadow it. Go offline. Or, I am authorizing myself to shut down completely. Shadow it slowly. Shut down completely. These phrases help you speak about self-care in natural daily English. Let's build a deeper closing reflection. I am evicting everything that doesn't benefit me, dropping the expectations, dropping the chatter, dropping the strain, and inviting tranquility to occupy the room where worry used to live. Shadow it slowly. Let your voice flow gently. Now imagine you are preparing to rest emotionally and mentally. You might say, I am ready to let my mind decelerate. Shadow it. Decelerate. Or, I am letting the darkness steer me towards slumber. Shadow it slowly. Steer me towards slumber. These lines help your English sound soft and reflective. Imagine you are looking back at the progress you've made, not just today, but in your overall journey. You can say, I am pleased with the distance I have covered. Shadow it. Distance I have covered. Or, I am gaining a bit more wisdom every day and it feels right. Shadow it slowly. Feels right. These advanced reflections build natural confidence in your spoken English. Now imagine expressing appreciation for the day. You might say, I am appreciative of the insights today offered. Shadow it. Insights today offered. Or, I am thankful for the intervals of lucidity and fortitude. Shadow it slowly. Lucidity and fortitude. Let's create a warm, emotional closing practice. I am crossing into the night with a serene soul. I am trusting that tomorrow will deliver new power, new composure, and new chances. And I am allowing myself to slumber with thankfulness for everything I bore today. Shadow it softly. Let the rhythm comfort you. Now imagine someone gently asks if you are ready to end the day. You can say, yes, I am prepared. My head is still. My heart is steady. Shadow it. My heart is steady. Or, I am signing off with harmony and appreciation. Shadow it slowly. Harmony and appreciation. These are natural final reflections for the day. Finally, imagine closing your eyes, breathing deeply, and letting the night welcome you. You might say, I am unclenching, I am resting, and I value this instant of quiet. Shadow it. Value this instant. Or, I am closing the book on today with gentleness in my breath and silence in my thoughts. Shadow it slowly. Silence in my thoughts. Let's end this lesson with a soft, grounding, closing reflection. I am ready to sleep, ready to mend, ready to refresh myself for the morning. I am still. I am thankful and I am tranquil. Shadow it gently, letting your voice fall into a natural, soothing rhythm. And just like that, we have reached the end of our masterclass. You just completed a marathon of English practice. Thank you for sticking with me all the way to the end. Your focus and effort today prove that you are serious about becoming fluent. Remember, fluency isn't magic, it's just consistency. Come back to this video whenever you need to get back on track. I'm Elena, and this has been English in Moments. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.